Good evening, me lads, and welcome to Scary Stories by the Campfire. We're talking about Leprechaun! Yay!
Oh my God, what was that, Jeremy?
Listen now. It's Leprechaun. You gotta speak with the Irish accents.
Oh no, I am not speaking with no Irish accent. That is just. Well, I mean, I guess.
Try as they will, and try as they might, who steals me gold won't live through the night.
Did you just memorize this entire movie, Jeremy? Oh, and by the way, since we're getting introductions out of the way, I'm Jason.
Oh yeah, and I'm Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy just rolled over. He's so excited about this set of movies. It's just.
Yeah. So before we get started, I do want to apologize. I didn't get a chance to upload last week's video to YouTube yet and to the streaming services. I haven't had a chance to put them together yet.
Oh no.
So whenever I get time, I'll do it. But we'll probably have a double feature pop up.
Oh,
but
a double feature.
Yes, so we are here. We are talking about Leprechaun. This was been suggested by Buck Hunter multiple times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in this minority here. I'm in the minority of these movies. I'm just like, no. Well, I'm gonna try to pop my chat out so I can actually see the. No, that's not it.
PJ wants me to continue to use the accent.
Okay, you do whatever you want to, Jeremy. It's our show, as we had stated in the last one. There we go. I got my chat.
Don't worry, Jason.
Got my chat up.
I'll not rest till I have me gold. Curse this world that me soul shall dwell, till I find me magic that breaks me spell.
You have the script in front of you. You have lines in front of you.
Are you sure? I've watched this movie a lot.
That's why you keep glancing at the screen, bro.
I'm staring at my camera.
No, you start saying a line, then you turn a little bit. Then you say a line, and you turn a little.
Nah.
Okay, so yes, so I'm gonna go out and just say this is not my favorite set of movies. Jeremy's been talking about this since we started this whole thing. Jeremy's like, oh, I can't wait till we get to Leprechaun. I can't wait till we get to Leprechaun. And a lot of the people that watch this is like, yeah, we can't wait till we get to Leprechaun too. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, it is a long series to get through.
Yeah, Buck Hunter's right. You need to get in the holiday season, Jason. By the time we finish this, we'll be closing around St. Paddy's Day.
It's good. It's good. You could drink yourself into a stupor.
Like he does in one of the movies.
Oh my goodness. This movie, okay, so honest opinion on the first movie, because I'm always thinking about the next one where he goes to the hood, he goes to space, and blah, blah. This one wasn't the worst movie, okay? This one had its fun moments, but I'm telling you right now, this movie is stupid with a capital S. Okay?
Why is it stupid with a capital S, Jason?
Because a lot of it is just... Okay, so here's the entire plot of the film. A little leprechaun is killing people because he had his gold stolen. Now, that is a simple enough plot.
Just so you know, Buck Hunter says you need to take it back. It is not stupid with a capital S.
It's stupid with a capital S and T. I don't know what I'm doing here. So the basic premise of the plot is that this guy steals the leprechaun's gold, right? Wouldn't you do that? Wait, wouldn't you do that? Is I took your gold. What was that the YouTube thing that we used to watch all the
Your
time?
grammar sucks.
Yeah, wouldn't you do that? Is I took your gold. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, that plot, that idea is not like a bad idea, you know. It's an interesting concept. The problem is, at least in my opinion, is that it's everybody. You know, he was attacking everybody.
Because no one
Not
would
even
give him
people.
his gold.
Yeah, but that was the thing. You know, you go after the guy who steals your gold. Plain and simple, easy, clean cut. There it is, right?
Yeah, O'Grady.
Oh, great, yes. Okay, so he doesn't know who took it. He can smell it.
He knows
That's
who
all he-
took it.
Yeah, so he's walking up going, "Did you take my gold? Do you smell it on me? Because I haven't touched it."
He knows where it's at. He's trying to get you to help him get it.
Polishing me shoes.
They threw all the shoes out in the dryer. He's just like,
So, yeah, so we'll get to that in a moment. So, O'Grady steals the gold. Leprechaun follows him home, and knocks his poor wife down the stairs. And, well, hello there, Unicorn73. Glad you could join us. Hello, everybody, for all of you guys who are jumping in here. So, wife takes tumble.
breaks her neck. She took a tumble.
Yeah, that was kind of a hard hit. Now, uses her as like a puppet, right? Oh, I just took a little bump on the head and right? What got me is that that's a kind of a funny thing, but her mouth wasn't moving.
And he's talking to it.
Yeah, I mean, that joke would probably hit a little bit better if, like, for some reason her mouth was moving with the words. But I guess, you know, that's the thing. And so he gets, O'Grady ends up trapping him in a box. This is where it starts to get silly. Okay, he traps him in the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he puts that little 4-leaf clover on there. Now that 4-leaf clover is supposed to keep him in the box. His leprechauns, it's like kryptonite to them. It's a freshly plucked 4-leaf clover. So an expired one doesn't count.
No, it can't be one that you got like a year ago from your grandpappy.
Okay, so that thing sat on that box for apparently 10 years.
But he didn't have any powers. His powers dwindled away because he didn't have his gold.
And that's what drives me bonkers.
The
Jeremy,
gold gives him his powers.
So what you're saying is that you could whoop him from sun up to sundown because he hasn't had his gold.
They did whoop him sun up to sundown.
Yeah, well they did. He took some massive hits there. A lot of it was just slapping him around. He took that shotgun blast, kind of reminded me of Trick or Treat. And he just tumbles down.
Okay, for all the fun that we had with this movie, like funny wise, Warwick Davis did great.
This was actually supposed to be, from what I understand, this was supposed to be a straight up horror movie, just straight horror.
It was. There was a disagreement between Trimark, who put it out, and the director. The director wanted it to be, the production team wanted it to be a straight horror film, while Trimark wanted it to be more like Critters or Gremlins.
Yeah, I actually did get a lot of like that Gremlins feel to it, especially like at the end when he was like half melted. He looked like just like a puppet sticking out of the well. Give me my God, and then
It was funny because Warwick Davis. So it's crazy to think. So he had just got done doing something over in England, and he was technically still under contract of George Lucas for Star Wars. And George Lucas actually gave him permission to do this movie. And according to interviews, Warwick Davis was like, he was going through a bad time. Like his newborn son had passed away, and he didn't even think he was going to act again. And he had just did a movie where he was a good guy, and this was actually the first time he could be a villain. And he jumped at it because he was in that dark spot in his life. So he was like, I could just funnel all that into this.
Well, yeah. So, and besides, he added a whole bunch of humor to it. So, I think for all this movie's series of faults that I just can't, get around, his performance is pretty good. He is he this is what makes it enjoyable for me, at least, is his performance.
And he's in all of them except for the later ones.
No, I think he's in all of them except for Origins, I think.
No, there's another one that came out that he's not in.
I thought he was in like all of them except for that Origins. And that Origins it just had like a troglodyte looking leprechaun, whatever that thing was.
Yeah, because he had just did Willow. Before this.
Oh, good.
And like I said, he was still under George Lucas at the time. I mean, he does a lot of stuff in the Star Wars movie. He's in Rogue One. He does I think he was some of the Ewoks.
He was multiple?
I think so.
He was multiple Ewoks. He was the Ewok.
He was in all of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, didn't he play that goblin or whatever?
No, he played Professor Flitwick. Kind of looked like a goblin, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I was thinking of the banker guy.
No, he didn't play that one. He played Flitwick. He also did...
So assuming I didn't watch Harry Potter.
He's in Doctor Who.
He's got a lot of film credits behind him.
He does, and I think that's really good. But the last Leprechaun movie he's in is Back to the Hood.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's great because this movie grossed over 15 million in just videos and DVD sales.
Yeah, a lot of the movies, back in the day especially, they gained these huge cult followings, not because you can go to you look at them on websites nowadays, they'll say, oh, this movie was like a financial bomb. It didn't make any money at the theaters, but where it got all its money back was usually from like video rentals and stuff like that. You see,
that's how Trimmers got big.
Yeah, and you see it on the shelf and you go, hey, I want to check this movie out, and you rent it and then you're like, oh my god, this movie's so crazy. Speaking, Jeremy, of the Trimmers.
I know what you're getting at.
I'm telling you guys right now, this is a Trimmers prequel. That's what I'm gonna go with. This is a Trimmers prequel because
great.
Jennifer, you have a picture of it, Jeremy? You have a picture
of him?
I mean, just like both of them, like that scene.
I mean, I can get one real quick.
Okay, well, so we're watching the movie. Okay, we're watching the movie on Monday, and Leprechaun is locked in the basement in a box of this house. And 10 years later, Jennifer Aniston shows up, and that's how she will be called. I'm not calling her Tori. I'm going to call her Ugly Pants Jennifer because I hated those shorts that she was wearing. Her dad, I guess, bought this place, right? This old Grady house. And they have the most amateurish paint crew show up.
Three men who paint.
3 men who paint. Okay. This is how weird it gets for me. Okay, Jeremy. These guys show up. They're gonna paint the house. They are contracted, I guess, to paint the house or whatnot. And by the end of that, I believe it's that same night. By the end of that same day, going in tonight, they're already talking about bunking there. It's just weird, you know. They barely know each other, and they're just like, why not selling the gold? That's a good point. We'll get to that in a moment, so I don't forget what my train of thought is. So they buy the house, painters show up. Jennifer doesn't want to stay there anymore. Tori, as she's called in the movie, she don't want to stay there no more. She wants to leave. Ew, big giant tarantula crawling in the basement. So, ow. So she's getting ready to leave, and then the painter shows up, and of course
There you
she's
go.
looking like, huh?
There you go.
Okay, let me see. Let me see.
Right there.
Okay, it should pop up in a second. Yes. Okay. So what's that? That's was it Nathan? Is it Nathan?
Yeah, that's Nathan.
Okay, that's Nathan. So this is what we like to call Leprechaun's Kevin Bacon. That's who that is.
It's great value, Kevin Bacon.
Now, that's him in the movie. Okay. Now, her dad.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of him.
I don't know who her dad is, but
It's
he's like, okay, I will take you somewhere else. We'll take you to a hotel. You can stay there. And apparently, her and this guy were kind of hitting it off a little bit. So she's like, "No, Dad, I'm not afraid. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here with you guys. It's great." So, well, da da da. And,
where is her dad in this thing? I don't even see her dad in this list.
Well, it doesn't matter. Anyone who's actually
It isn't JD, is it?
Huh?
Not JD, is it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't ever actually say. I don't know if they even gave him a name.
It is. His name is JD.
JD.
Yes, let me see if I can find a picture of her dad.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy's looking for a picture. Yes, I am fine. Back's hurting a little bit. Let me shrink that out so I can see the screen better. No, I just does it keep popping up? There we go. Yeah, no, I got some back pain going on right now. Was lifting some heavy stuff at work, manly man stuff, and I think I strained my back just a little bit. It just hurts well enough to sit down, so yeah, I figured, hey, I'll do this podcast standing up, and if this actually works really well, I may just continue to keep doing this. This isn't that bad. Legs hurting though, but can't hear you, Jeremy.
There you go. There's great value, Earl Bassett.
Okay, there you go. So, talking about the trimmers thing. When these two were standing, this was like right after. This was like I think right after Daddy-O there got bit.
Yeah, something like that.
It was about the time that he got bit. They're both standing on camera. I'm just looking at it going, because this whole time I've been making the joke that Nathan looks like Kevin Bacon from Trimmers. He's got like the sleeveless shirt and all that stuff, and even kind of like the longish hair. But then when they got standing next to each other in that one scene with Jennifer Aniston, I just said, okay, whoa. Now her dad looks like Earl. But they end up taking great value Earl to the hospital because apparently they heard a cat meow. Now the leprechaun's broken out at this point, okay? And
it wasn't there last time. You are correct.
Oh, yes, my hat back there. Yes. And my Irish,
Oh, you better be getting a lot of that, me lad.
Irish pot of tea right there. Yeah. So, so they hear a cat that's coming out of the tree. Now, the leprechaun has escaped. Someone knocked the
Ozzy
off the top. Okay, so yes, there's two other characters. There's Ozzy and Alex. Alex is the younger brother to Nathan. And Ozzy he's supposed to be special, is what they're trying to go for. He doesn't seem like he fits too much into that, but it could be just like a minor thing. But they have this really kind of great back and forth, you know. He's not played like
Oh, them two did great together.
so. But the leprechaun escapes, and Ozzy's like, "Oh my God, I saw the leprechaun try to polish my shoes and everything like that." No one wants to believe him because he already talks like fantastically on things, right? Well, Leprechaun gets out, and he has this ability to manipulate his voice better than Ghostface ever can, because he doesn't need a stupid little recorder. And apparently, he can mimic people's voices that he's never heard before, which is a bit odd. You would think he'd have to hear their voices first before he can mimic them, but whatever. So he hides in this tree, and he starts meowing like a cat. Now, Daddy-O there thinks it's a bright idea to reach into this tree, this hole in the tree, to get this cat out. Now, I can understand wanting to get a cat out of a tree, okay? Out of a hole. It's not up in the tree, it's in a hole. But when you have to put your arm in a hole that goes pretty much all the way up to your shoulder, you're going too far, man. That cat will come out on its own. But the leprechaun bit him, and they took him to the hospital. And that is the last we ever see it. I'm just going to presume he died. Because you never see him again. He's gone for good. Hand bite, done. Out of the picture. So the rest of the movie is them having to deal with this leprechaun who is just a nuisance. Now, what's so funny?
Oh my God! So you remember I'm sitting here reading through like trivia and quotes and all that, and I finally recognized what he was saying when Nathan got his leg stuck in the bear trap.
What did he say?
He comes out singing, "I got you in a bear trap. That'll make you shut your yap. I got you in a bear trap. You look like a stupid sap."
Wow, really?
And then he holds that small axe and says, "Oh, it looks like you're hurt. Let's play surgeon."
Oh God. The overall movie you don't have to apologize for the movie being a bore. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Preferably, this is not the most exciting movie. I mean, I have seen it a couple times, so it's not like it's fresh for me or anything. But there are certain aspects I like about the movie. I like kind of the humor to it a little bit. Sometimes I think the humor went a little too much.
Is it like this
What?
right here? Could it be just like this one?
You want to play with me?
Oh God, yes. This is wonderful.
This old lep, he played one. He played pogo on his lump. Teach you to steer me gold.
He sounded like Owen Wilson from Anaconda. Oh.
Which is a movie we're gonna have to get into. We have to watch Anaconda just so I can see that scene again.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, like that scene right there is like an iconic scene. It's one of my favorite scenes because it's so interesting of a death.
This old man, he played one. He played pogo on his lung.
But it is so ridiculously outrageous because I mean, like, the guy's lying there when he's pogo sticking all the way across the room. Now I know. I don't even remember. I don't even know what exactly put him in there. I think it was like scratched in the face.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So for Leprechaun to bounce all the way across the room and then pogo on his ribs that many times, I just drop kick him. Get up. Throw him off. I mean, he's got a teleport ability, sure. You know, it's kind of like the cop. He traded in his little tricycle for the little car. That little go-kart looking
Yeah.
thing, which apparently has the ability to flip Jeeps.
Yeah, like this.
Oh god, is this Jeremy C?
My ear! He got my ear!
Hey, chill! What the heck is he doing in there?
A ring around a rosy, a bucket full of posy.
He's got a pitchfork on the edge of it.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. And so what you're telling me is Leprechaun has really almost no powers, right, at this point, because he's weak, because he doesn't have his gold, so he can't do any sort of real power. So this little car that he's driving has the ability to do that just because what? It's got a pitchfork on the front.
I mean, there were a lot of wonkies. Like when she first started heading to the hospital, and he hooked onto the back of her car, and he had the roller skates.
Yes.
And then she took the turn, and he let go.
And he rolled off. I mean, like,
he went full Looney Tunes through the fence.
and it wasn't even like he just Looney Tunes through the fence. Then you have to sit there and watch as he crawls back through and continues on. Sometimes you're just wondering, like, this is our bad guy. Oh my god, this is one of those. I don't know if they tried to do it. But this is kind of like one of those movies where they're purposely making the bad guy so funny that you want to like him.
Oh, I mean, watching him chase Jennifer Aniston down the hospital in the wheelchair.
Was it? So she was learning to paint with Nathan, and he's like, "Oh man, we're out of paint. I gotta go get some more." She's like, "No, I'll get it." And she walks over to the truck and she's rummaging around, and Leprechaun crawls out from underneath the truck. Okay? Here. Crawls out from underneath the truck and starts caressing her leg a little bit. You know, just like touch. And she was like, "Oh, Nathan." Oh. And then all of a sudden, Nathan's behind her, and she's like, and all of a sudden, like, Leprechaun scratches her leg. She's like, "Oh!" She falls down, right? So Dad comes running over, Nathan comes running over, and they start talking or whatever. And he's like, "What happened? What happened?" She's like, "I don't know. Something scratched me. I thought it was like Nathan caressing my leg." And he's like, "Well, wait. Would you let me caress your leg?" And she's like, "Shut up!" And her dad like looked at Nathan kind of weird, like, what?" And he's like, "Are you sure it wasn't like something else?" And she's like, "Dad, I know what a man caressing my leg feels like." Down, what? It's just like interactions like that were like really funny, but they're still just like a lot of those just so. Like the cop, right? You're talking about a cop, a sheriff, or whatever he was. Pulls the Leprechaun over because he's driving down the road in that tiny little car. And he proceeds to come up to him, as you do, tap on his car. He's like, "Aren't you a little young to be driving this late?" And, you know, the Leprechaun does his little line or whatever. And
He says he's like 3,000 years old or something.
mm-hmm. He says like he's like 3,000 years old, and I must have gotten up or something. But when I got back, he's being chased through the woods. Now you're telling me that a grown cop is being chased by, I don't know, what is it, like 3 feet? He's like 3 feet running, chasing him in the woods. And he does this like little teleport thing. Who can't get me? Runs behind a tree, appears behind another tree. He's doing like this little teleport thing, right, Jeremy?
Mm-hmm.
What did the cop do? What did that cop do? He threw his nightstick.
Oh yeah.
He just threw the thing. Just like, he just threw it. And then what happens? He pops up from the top, lands on the back of his head or whatever, and snaps his neck. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
Yep. You also, like I said, some of the interactions were great. Like when JD asked if they needed help, and Alex is like, "Sorry, but I'm afraid that our liability insurance forbids anyone but us handling the tools and equipment. But thanks for the offer."
I'm pretty sure I've seen Alex, or at least the actor who's played Alex in a couple other movies. I don't know exactly what, but
Yes, he probably was a rent-a-cop, Clayton.
He carried that body around with him for a while too. He put him back in the car, and when Tori called the cops, the cops contacted him to check it out, but he was already dead. Leprechaun answered in his voice, and then he proceeded to take the body to the place. So he just had him dragging around all over the place. He was getting around pretty good.
He's got strength, man.
But no magic powers. Could you imagine him trying to lug that body into a car? That's a scene they threw out. They didn't want to use that one.
Well, Warwick, I guess in interviews not anymore. She doesn't do it anymore. But apparently, when this earlier in her career, she actually basically Jennifer Aniston disowned this movie, said it didn't exist, and he actually called her out multiple times. And she's actually gone on record to apologize and say, "I was embarrassed."
Okay, so...
But this was her first movie.
Something like that. Okay, so... I mean...
Because a year later, she was on Friends.
Yeah, so you... This is kind of a sticky kind of part here. When you do something like this, right? They come to you, or I don't know exactly how she got the job, whether she applied for it, or I assume she applied for it because this is her first one. She had to try out for it. It's not like she had friends under her belt at the time. They came up to her and went like, "Hey, we want you for this movie," and she goes, "Yeah, sure." And then she does the movie. It's like, wow, this movie's awful. There are plenty of people out there who do bad movies and then regret them afterwards. Okay, this is one of those movies I can understand her going, "Oh yeah, I was kind of embarrassed to be in that movie." But I mean, look at the fan base on it. People love this movie. Okay, Kevin Bacon, his first movie was Friday the 13th. Dead.
Yep.
You know, a lot of big people start off in these kind of awkward movies.
These B-side horrors.
I'm not saying Friday the 13th is like that, but I'm just saying like the first one is nothing really standoutish about it.
No.
Nothing really stands out until like later on in the series. So he's just kind of in this typical slasher film, you know? I mean, Johnny Depp, Nightmare on Elm Street, but that one was, better than some of the other ones.
Look, Jason, don't judge a book by its cover.
No, I can.
This book doesn't even have a cover, Dad.
Yes. Yes. There's did I do something different to my camera? No, I have it usually I'm assuming you're talking about me. Your camera angle's different. I have it sitting up on top of my desk instead of down where it usually is where I'm sitting, so it's just kind of a different angle. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there was remember several years back they had like that Fantastic Four remake per se? The
Sure.
Okay, well, trust me, I'm a big Fantastic Four fan, and I gave the movie a shot. It was awful. Okay, it was so boring, just bleh. But they had did you ever watch Turned?
No.
With it was like George Washington Spies or whatever.
No.
The main actor in that, Jamie Bell, he played Ben Grimm, the Thing, in that movie. And I didn't know it at the time that he did that, but that's what he did. And years later, when it got put on Disney Plus, I guess they did an interview with him and said, "Hey, so Fantastic Four is going on Disney Plus. What do you think about that? Do you like that idea? You want fans to go see the movie?" And he said, "That movie's awful. I don't want anyone to see that movie." which is true. Okay?
I mean,
it is not.
We
It's
saw
not a very good.
we saw the same thing at Pensacon. When we went to the screen panel with Matthew Lillard, and the girl's like, "So one of my favorite movies is 13 Ghosts." He's like, "Why? That's a horrible movie." Like, the movie's just bad. Thank you for loving it, but it's not a good movie.
And this one is not a good movie, but you love it because it's got something in there for you. Trust me, that Fantastic Four movie didn't have anything to do. It was garbage all the way through. But Leprechaun has something. It makes you laugh. It's got fun moments. The story is so basic. Let me take the plot of you steal Leprechaun gold, Leprechaun kills you and gets gold back. And he's got a shoe fetish. So, that's and we make it take place in, where were they? New Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah, so Irish legend in New Mexico. So,
I know. Mr. O'Grady having to bring his limousine out there.
yeah. He had a limousine.
Yeah, he brought that limousine because he had found the gold.
Yeah. That's right.
She's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing, O'Grady? Bring it. We can't afford a limousine."
Okay, yeah. So, that actually goes back to what Buck was saying, Buck Hunter, when he said, "Why didn't they just sell it?" Well, they were attempting to. Alex and Ozzy were the ones who found the gold, right? And they took one of the coins. They're going to go take it to a coin collector or whatever and have him look at it and give him kind of a price on it. Then the leprechaun killed him. So, yay, that plot went somewhere. But here's the thing. By the end of the movie, the leprechaun gets all his gold back, except for one.
And he's out there counting it. 1 gold piece. I'm 1 short.
Yes. And it's because Ozzy ate it. Now, hear me out on this. Like I said, Ozzy's character isn't played to such like a, oh God, what, I don't even know what the term would be.
He's a little mentally slower.
Yes, a little mentally slower, right? And they're not playing it for, they play it kind of for some laughs, but it's not like they're making him like the butt end of the joke all the time. So, and he is, there. So, but that one scene just blew my mind where he's like, they're like, "Oh, I wonder if this is real gold." He's like, I know how to test if it's real gold. And then he goes to take a bite. All you do is take a look. And it cuts to Alex, and all of a sudden you hear, "Nope." And it cuts back, and they're like, "Where's the coin?" I swallowed it. How are you gonna take a coin that's about that big? And how do you accidentally swallow that? I can understand if it was like the size of a penny or a dime or something, but
It's
you're
like the
talking
size
about
of a $50.
It's exactly. There's not going to be like a. I think I swallowed it. No, you didn't. You've been choking on it, bro.
It's about the size of those gold coins that you see those commercials for.
That right there, he swallowed pirate gold. That's what that is.
And then he tells the leprechaun that, and he's like, then it's your stomach we me after.
Yes. Yes, and then what, the leprechaun's just going to like rip him open to get the coin out when he could just wait a couple days. It'll come out. He may not like it afterwards, but it'll come out.
He can't wait a couple days. He needs his gold.
That greedy little leprechaun. You know, maybe if you just ask nicely, hey, Mr. O'Grady, you took my gold. I don't want to have to knock your wife down the stairs. Can I just, you know, hey, your Raven's on. I
But
haven't seen her in a while.
how does the leprechaun die, even though he doesn't die? Alex takes a 4-leaf clover, puts it around some chewing gum, and shoots it into his mouth. And I will say those were some good practical effects.
Yes, it did have some good practical effects, but here's the thing. Tori goes to this hospital or whatever to go see O'Grady to figure out how to kill the leprechaun, right? Yes, they have the wheelchair chase, where he's chasing her in a wheelchair.
So, real quick, fun
quickly.
factoid. Jennifer Aniston actually had to run in slow motion to do that scene because it was hard for Warwick Davis to control the wheelchair with the gloves from the leprechaun costume. He couldn't do it as fast as she had to run in like slow motion to do it so he could keep up with her.
I don't even think they were in the same shot half the time. I don't even know what the purpose was.
Ah!
Every time you turned around, I think they were using the same scene of him wheeling down the.
He took that wheelchair all the way from the hospital back to the farm.
Yes, he did. He has quite mobility. You know, he could just teleport. He just decides to.
Hey,
himself.
this is the next Dead by Daylight character.
The leprechaun.
Eh.
Oh God, I can't do another short killer.
The entire time he just taunts you. Every time he does something, he's got little quips that he says.
And he doesn't do anything. How about that? He just doesn't do anything. He has like a basic attack and that's it. And then when you're like getting ready to do like your ability, you just click the button and he quips you. That's it. Just little quips. Maybe he caresses your leg. Just a little caress. You know? So, O'Grady, right before he dies, because apparently he had a stroke. He's been in this thing for like 10 years. He says, you got to find a 4-leaf clover. And it has to be freshly picked. So now...
From the clover patch.
From the clover patch. And now you have them all in this radioactive... I say radioactive because they had the Jeep behind them with the headlights on, and they're out there picking through the clovers or whatever. But the clovers...
They're like radiating green.
Glowing this radiated green. Just whoa, 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 whoa. And it is... They eventually find one. Yay. Because Jennifer Aniston had faith. She had faith. That's what it was. They're looking, she's like, we ain't going to find it.
You gotta have faith.
Yes. Ozzy said, you got to have faith. And then she just goes,
Ooh.
And then, like I said, or like Jeremy said, Alex shot him in the mouth with it, and it turned him into a gremlin. Melted gremlin. He shot him in the well.
You Lucky Charms.
Yeah. He's like, "Rah," and falls
What?
in the well. And then what happens? What do they do? He comes out of the well. He's like,
Nathan runs over and hits him in the face with the butt of the shotgun.
yeah, he runs over. He's like, doof, and he falls back in the well. And then they just get gasoline, pour it in the well. Blah, blah, blah. And they drop the match in there, whatever. And that thing went. Whoosh.
Yeah, blew that thing sky high. Well, let's see.
All right, not well done, ma.
Let's see what everyone else thought.
Everyone else thought. Oh, great.
Yes, Pale, good night. And we will see you next week. So, on IMDb with 32,000 votes on a scale of 1 to 10, how does everybody fare? People, okay, Buck Hunter, real quick before you put in your vote, this is what everybody else said, not what you said. Okay, this is Price is Right rules, so you got to get below the dollar. So, 32,000 votes, scale of 1 to 10, IMDb. Buck Hunter is saying a 3. PJ, Raven, Jason, Unicorn, if you're still there. Raven says a 2. Raven, you're shooting that low tonight. PJ says a 4.2. Unicorn saying a 4.
Oh, God.
Jason, it's up to you, my guy. Don't worry, decimals are allowed.
I keep trying to type in 4, and everyone keeps jumping on the 4 train. Everyone wants that 4. Okay, you know what? How about 1? People are gonna hate me for this. There you go.
1 gold piece. I'm 1 gold piece short.
Yes, 1 gold piece.
All right.
Oh no.
So, Jason, you're Mr. O'Grady. Hung from the elevator.
My goodness.
Ravenfire, you're Mrs. O'Grady. You just took a wee tumble. She just hit her head.
Just a little bonk on the head. No, my dear. That was a little vertebrae cracking.
You heard the snap on that one.
Yes, we did.
Buck Hunter, you're the cop. Got your head snapped.
That is the worst. Next set by an Ewok.
Unicorn. I'm running out of people. That was quick.
We're so used to having only like 2 people. Now we got more people playing than we have dead people in the movie.
You're the Leprechaun. Down the well we go.
We need a movie with a higher body count.
PJ, you actually won. It was 4.8 out of 10.
Oh my god, it almost made half.
But now we go to the Leprechaun meter.
Oh, this is critics now, huh?
So, critics, on a scale of 0 to 100 gold pieces, how many gold pieces do you think the Leprechaun's getting?
Oh, so close. I was about to say, because I mean, on like scale of 1 to 10, everyone wants to shoot low. So I'm slow typing. I'm like, people are going to snatch my numbers, but, out of 100. And Raven almost did it. 30.
This is a lot of fun when we have, like, multiple people playing.
Like a bunch of people on here. Well, I was surprised I actually got on here doing my little thing. We were doing the thing or whatever, and Right after Pale said that she was having to leave, or he, or what?
All right.
What is
So-
that? Is that a
How many gold pieces are we looking at?
what is that? A trash can?
Unicorn. You're Mrs. O'Grady.
And we're just gonna rehash that.
We're just gonna rehash deaths, yes. You're Mrs. O'Grady. Don't. Ravenfire, it is not trash. You take that back.
Don't worry, I was in the same boat when I said this wasn't that great of a movie.
Alright, who? Buck Hunter, you're Mr. O'Grady. PJ. See, Buck Hunter agrees, Raven. Take that back. Who was I saying? Buck Hunter, you're the leprechaun.
Look, I'm not a leprechaun. I'm not taking nothing back.
PJ, you're the cop.
We're just gonna. Do we ever mention like the store owner?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Jason, you're the store owner. This old man, he played one. He played pogo on your lung. It was
I
35 gold pieces.
35. Oh, Raven.
Raven, you leave me. Look, you might as well get used to these little rhyming quips because you got like 6 more movies of it. And when he gets in the hood, he actually raps at one point.
Oh, Lord, God help us all. I need my book out here. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy be. Lordy be.
Now, let's see how the people liked the leprechaun. How many gold pieces did they do? You know, Jason, it's kind of funny. We've done all of these big name movies. We did the Friday the 13th. We did Nightmare on Elm Street. We did Saw. We did all of these grand movies. And which one gets the most interaction?
Leprechaun.
Say it! Say it to the people in the back!
Well, we're gonna when you put it on YouTube, we're gonna have to see what's get the higher votes or what's get the most watch. I mean, you know, when you do the entire Resident Evil series and like the mid one is the one that gets the most. Extinction, I think is what it was.
Yep.
You know, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, see, I agree, Bunk Hunter. They will never say it's great. Just say it.
Look, I'm gonna find once we're done with this because Jeremy did his solo movie last week. We're doing his series now. I'm gonna find. I don't know what I'm gonna find. I'm gonna find something that's gonna make everybody go, ugh.
Oh my god. Okay. So
Stupid.
Buck Hunter, you're too high.
Capital S. Oh no, are we warring over here? We got the side who's like Leprechaun, it's the greatest movie in the world. And then we have the other ones who are like Leprechaun, it's stop it. Stop making the Leprechaun movies.
The answer, it was 33%. It looks like Unicorn had Ravenfire had the closest. Again.
For a movie that Raven hates, she's sure getting these a lot.
Oh, man. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. But guess what, guys? Next, it was a 33, PJ. 33%.
this whole movie thing that we're talking about, it's such a short amount of time.
Buck Hunter wants us to keep going.
What?
Yes, Buck Hunter, we do have so much more to talk about. We got like 6 movies. Because here's the deal. The next movie, he's not looking for gold. He's looking for love.
Oh my God, is this a space one?
No.
Oh, which one was the space one?
The third one. But he's also looking for love in that one too. He's looking for an alien wife.
Space princess.
But this one, he's looking for love. Let's enjoy this trailer.
Oh,
Soon, dear. It's almost time.
True love can be hard to find.
well, thank you.
For
Unicorn.
some, it takes a lifetime. For him, it took 1,000 years.
God bless you.
And now that he's finally found her, he's going to love her
I'm back.
to death.
Kiss me. I'm Irish.